great. It's kind of a weird day, but I have a problem. Okay, I have two problems. The first problem is I have a stain on my sweatshirt, so I'm very sad. But the second problem is, can you see that? We'll go closer. You see that? These are dry, which is weird. I thought at first maybe it was like I was overwatering and it was getting stressed, but it's drying up and curling, so I'm not sure. But either way, the top portion is very bushy and green and looks great and has constantly got new growth. The bottom is much thinner and is obviously struggling to get any light because all these leaves up here. So I think what I need to do is decapitate it and try to propagate some of these healthy new leaves. And it does have some new guys down here, but they're also really struggling for light. So yeah. Okay, I need to get set up. So I have a couple jars of water for putting the leaves in once we cut them off. I have my pruners, some alcohol, and I have a pair of gloves. Ficuses are pretty notorious for having sappy leaves, and that sap can have a tendency to be irritating on your skin. So I'm gonna put the gloves on just to make sure I don't have any weird reaction. And we'll do our best to keep things pretty clean. I put a cloth down, my little drop bucket, so we'll see what we can do. Dust or bugs, dust or bugs. If I do it down here, that's 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11. I don't have room for 12 of these things. Do it up here. That'll get us 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. That's more. Okay, let me show you. So I'm thinking right in here. Crap. I'm so nervous. Okay, here we go. You ready? I'm not. Ooh, see all that sap? Okay. Welcome to my floor. So we're gonna put some of these guys in here. So what you do, or what I've seen done, is you cut them right above the node, and this will become a potential propagation. So we'll just do that again. This is actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Guys, share. So now we've got all our guys. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see if we get any new roots. I mean, oh god, I'm too old. Hope it branches out and gets bushier. And actually, let's go ahead and take this off, and then we'll be done. Feels like a scene of Dexter up in here. Drop cloth out, got gloves, cutting things up. Very, very sus. So dramatic. I can also give an update on how the sealing the terracotta saucers went. I just ate a granola bar. So, good news and bad news. The good news is it worked for a lot of them. The bad news is I don't think bottom watering is a good idea. And I'll tell you why here in a second. So, I did bottom water my Ficus Audrey, and that seemed to work really well. It didn't peel up or anything, and I think it's because I did it 3 times? I don't remember at this point. But also the material, I believe, is actually terracotta. Versus a couple of these. I have a good example over here. One of these I bottom watered and the sealer actually came up and peeled away. So I'm not quite sure if that's because it's not fully terracotta or there's some other material that made it not adhere properly. I can just pull that up. Yeah. So that's what happened on a couple of them. I'm really not sure why. There's another example in here in the kitchen. Pretty sure. Yeah, this one. My basil plants. Not entirely sure why, outside of it just being the wrong material and it not working well. So yeah, I mean, I recommend it for just generally sealing them if you're just worried about catching some overspill, but I'm still taking my plants into the kitchen and bottom watering out of another container, so kind of defeats the purpose, but at the same time there's the ability for it to catch some drips if needed. But if anybody else out there knows or has a recommendation for sealing terracotta pots, the saucers, not the pots, so that it kind of has the same glazed appearance and effect as an actual glazed saucer, that would be great information to share. I would love to hear any tips on that because this is this is a problem I really want to solve. Okay, I think that's everything. We will see how this fares and I'll just keep everybody up to date. I think that's all I have for today. Hope you're having a good day. Bye. I wanted to mention this is an experiment. Don't do what I did yet. As I mentioned in my first video that I ever made, I will not be responsible for the death of anyone else's plants. So, disclaimer, we shall see how it turns out. It's an experiment. We'll find out together. Okay, bye. Filming is hard, guys. Filming is hard.